Fox 6 News. First Alert Weather Extra starts now.
To First Alert Weather Extra Chief Meteorologist Wes Wyatt. We have a lot of rain out there. We saw that big increase in the number of showers and storms. Check out the view here across the state of Alabama. Even at this hour, a lot of wet weather moving. Check out the view here as we go to radar. Moving north to south across the area, showers and not a lot of lightning with this. It's mostly just some scattered downpours. You can see around Tuscaloosa, around Birmingham, back into Shelby County, and the wet weather thinning out a bit to the east. But with this unsettled flow, there's a disturbance over the state spinning away. It's going to keep this going here through supper time tonight. But I want to give you this rainbow alert out there because with this kind of weather, as that sun sets, we're going to have several rainbow photos coming in on the First Alert Weather app. Keep the phone nearby and the camera nearby. You may capture a nice looking weather photo in this setup this evening. All these scattered pockets of rain. But again, the good news here, nothing really severe out of this. Just need to keep a watch out for maybe a rogue lightning alert. But even out of all of this on radar at the moment, look at our lightning counter. No strikes. It's just all rain. That last frame showing just all pockets of rain moving south. Right now, looking at Tuscaloosa County, see some development upstream. That's moving south. We have a light rain, just enough to keep those windshield wipers on. Wet roads through Jefferson County, pushing south into Shelby County. And there's going to be more development. Notice how this just continues to generate in areas north. So we're actively monitoring all this wet weather as it pushes south across our area for tonight. So just giving you a first alert. Check the app if you're about to head out. Whatever you see that's north of where you live, well, it's likely going to be moving in your direction from north to south. And again, there's a look at the next 60 minutes and some of the greatest impacts. Looks like Gadsden points north between Birmingham and Tuscaloosa, and also down into Chilton County between Alabaster and Shelby County, stretching back in towards Montevallo and down into Chilton County. So that's what we're tracking, the scattered wet weather. We have more isolated coverage tomorrow, not as widespread and more limited to the afternoon and the evening. And we've got a very low chance of rain for the weekend, some very hot conditions on the way for Saturday and Sunday. Live look out the window right now as we take you to Centerville, where we got some sun mixing in. Notice the temperature there, 78 degrees. Stay alert if you are in Centerville because there is some rain that's dropping to the south. Look at that sky from Oak Grove. Very ominous looking. A lot of almost like tropical downpours today. You see you could see the real low topped cumulus out there today scattered around the area. Some sun breaking through, but that's in Talladega County. There around Oak Grove, looking to the south towards Coosa County as that rain pulls away. And we'll probably see some more wet weather. Again, we'll walk you through rain chances coming up for the rest of the week. Plus updates on Tropical Storm Brett. Also ahead here on Weather Extra. A tornado in Ohio. We'll show you where that took place and what's happening there with all the weather, active weather that's been impacting other parts of the country and that big heat wave back to the west. More next as we continue on Weather Extra.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome into Good Day Alabama.
A new morning comes with preparing right, because while you slept, news broke.
We have new information from that breaking news that happened this morning.
While you head out, the storm we gave you the first alert for is on its way in. And as the key turns the ignition, your shorter route to work is being found.
Avoid 459 southbound completely because of a crash.
A new morning means everything you need for a good day is on Good Day Alabama, always on your side.
The First Alert traffic you need to get you there safe and on time. Tomorrow morning, everything you need for a good day is on Good Day Alabama.
You're late, out the door, and on the go. Don't worry.
Good Day Alabama continues all morning long.
And wherever you watch, this is what you need to know right now.
More reporters on the streets with more hours of news when you need it. Everything you need for a good day is on Good Day Alabama.
knowing first is everything. First Alert Weather.
Welcome back to First Alert Weather Extra. I'm meteorologist Lauren Linehan. Today is the first day of summer, but it's also the day to hashtag show your stripes. What does that mean? And what does it have to do with our changing climate? We check in now with meteorologist Matt Daniel to tell us more.
Happy Wednesday. It's also the first day of summer, but it's also Show Your Stripes Day. And if you saw me on Extra this morning and wondered why I had this color combination, well, this is to show you over the past 150 years of our climate warming globally. So obviously it was relatively cooler, but over the past decade or two, we have rapidly warmed up, indicating those red colors. So this is just a visualization to get an idea of how the climate is warming. And, you know, meteorologists around the globe are showing their stripes. Also, locations across the world are showing their stripes. And we're looking at Tuscaloosa. The Fountain Alberta Park is actually showing those colors as well, blue, white to red. So if you get a chance to see that, make sure you take a photo of that and submit it online. But yeah, show your stripes, Tuscaloosa. So we're talking about climate, not talking about weather. What are the differences between weather and climate? Well, weather is your mood. It changes from day to day. One day you could be really happy, another day you could be really sad or angry. It changes randomly. When it comes to the climate, it's your personality. It's who you are as a person, and it takes a while, a lot of influences, a lot of things to make you change on who you are as a person, and that's how the climate works. And when it comes to climate, we look at a larger scale over a longer period of time. So yes, we get rainstorms, we get hurricanes, we get tornadoes, and that is weather. But how frequent those things occur, how extreme those cases are, that's when we have to sort of gauge in the climate. So this is the global temperature changes from 1850 to 2022. And notice it's been relatively chilly, but it has rapidly warmed up since 1980. The darker the colors, the warmer the globe. And we're seeing significant warming, especially in the higher latitudes and also into the oceans. This is another visualization showing you where we're at, and really since the 2000s it has really ramped up. And of course, climatologists look at everything. Yeah, we look at solar cycles, we look at all these different changes, volcanic activity, and the only thing that really shows that warming is due to us, not necessarily the solar cycles, which can cause the climate to change a little bit, but nothing extreme to this measure. So here's a look at the ocean surface temperature changes over the past 100, 150, 170 years, and notice how rapidly warmer it is across our oceans, especially as you go into the Arctic. And then just zooming down into the United States, notice climate's a larger scale, so as we zoom in to a smaller area, you're not going to see as many extremes, but you get the idea. We've had some warm years, cool years in the U.S., but really the trend is showing some really warm years across the country, especially from the 2000s up until today. What about another visualization of the U.S. When it comes to climate change? Notice we've had ups and downs here or there, but it's been steadily warming up over the past 20 to 30 years. What about Alabama? A little bit zoomed in, and notice you don't see as many drastic changes. You have heat waves, warm waves. You notice the 30s and 40s was warm. In the 70s and 60s, it was relatively cool. We had a lot of snowstorms and ice events, but notice it has trended warmer as we've gone into the 2010s. It's just all about the trend, and like I said, the closer you are when it comes to looking at climate, it's harder to get a correlation. So when you look at this, you don't really see a definition, but when you look at the bigger picture, that's when you see that. Overall, though, when it comes to summertime here across the South in Birmingham, we are noticing it's getting warmer. Notice those temperature extremes, days well above average, 34 plus days, and that has been the trend across Birmingham. But just to give you an idea when it comes to climate, what we know and what we don't know, there's a lot we still don't know, but we're pretty positive on what we do know. One thing is, when it comes to precipitation, we're seeing more events of extremes, more heavy rain, bigger flood events. They're becoming more common, more so than lately. So, I mean, recently, just this past week, you go down towards Pensacola, Gulf Shores, we've seen rainfall events of almost a foot in a matter of just hours. When it comes to heat waves, they're becoming longer and more extreme. We still see cold waves even though the globe is warming, and we're also seeing floods and droughts. Then as we get farther to the left, that's when our knowledge or our confidence of climate in relation to those events become a little bit of a question mark. With hurricanes, we're still not sure if we're going to see more hurricanes or less hurricanes, but what we do know is there's more fuel, there's more energy, and if we get a storm in perfect ideal conditions with very warm waters, you're going to get more extremes. It will intensify the storm, you'll have more storm surge, more wind, and that could be an issue. And also, if there's more moisture, you can get bigger snowstorms as well. So we're still understanding how climate impacts hurricanes and snow globally. And then when it comes to the small scale things like large hail, tornadoes, thunderstorms, and winds, it's on the lower end. We're not really sure if we're going to see more of them, less of them, but once again, when you put a lot of energy into the system, sometimes that can produce significant storms as well. So we're going to continue to watch this, but today is Show Your Stripes. Meteorologists around the world showing this, and that's why you probably saw me with this tie on Good Day Extra. Happy first day of summer, everybody.
Well, thanks, Matt. And speaking of meteorologists around the world, why not check in to see what kind of weather is happening across the country? We start in Texas, where they have been dealing with record-breaking heat. Oh my goodness. Parts of the Lone Star State will get a brief break in the heat starting tomorrow before more potentially record-setting heat returns for the weekend. Take a look at this. It's been so hot that a road buckled due to the heat in Brazoria County, Texas. Texas and parts of the southern plains have been sweltering for a week with new record high temperatures set nearly every single day. More than 40 daily records have been in jeopardy across Texas this week, and according to the National Weather Service, the city of San Angelo broke its all-time heat record when temperatures hit 114 degrees yesterday. Thankfully, we enjoyed low 80s today, but a tornado on the ground, but no outdoor warning sirens for those in its path in Ohio. And that's what some people say happened just last week. Sirens sounded well after a tornado warning was issued in the eastern part of Lucas County and after a tornado hit the town of Point Place. Take a look at this. Lucas County leaders say the sirens did not sound for the storm because the National Weather Service did not issue a tornado warning for the Point Place tornado. However, the sirens did sound when a second storm reformed near Oregon Harbor View and Jerusalem Township. Officials say they're going to look further into what happened and what went wrong and how they can correct this in the future. But right now, the focus is on helping people impacted by the storm, thankfully. And when a tornado warning is issued, though, make sure never to rely on the outdoor warning siren and instead get alerts from your TV, your radio, or your phone, including the First Alert weather app. Lauren?
Thanks, Tania. Well, low water levels at Lake Mead and Lake Powell have been worrying water management officials in the West for quite some time. But now those levels are on the rise. That's welcome news because tens of millions of people rely on those lakes for water. Joe Mueller reports.
Even on a windy Monday, people still want to visit Lake Mead.
From a far view, it's very beautiful.
I talked to Ethan Gao, who is a student in California. He says seeing how low the water is was a surprise.
After approaching here, you can see that it is very shocked to see how low this level is.
The water looks low to visitors, but the water is actually going up. Take a look at the charts. This is Lake Mead. It has slowly been on the rise since late April, sitting at 1,055 feet, 10 feet above what it was at this time last year. A recent report expected it to be at 1,060 feet at the end of July. Up the river at Lake Powell, the level there is rising drastically, sitting at 3,577 feet, up nearly 40 feet from this time a year ago. The water all coming from the snow in the Rockies.
Snowpack still looks great. The majority of Colorado is about 90th percentile for snowpack, so well above normal.
I talked to Russell Danielson, a meteorologist from the National Weather Service in Boulder, Colorado, about the snow that will eventually melt.
We've continued to be quite wet, and even the past few days in June, we've had a few inches of snow up on the mountains, so that has helped the snowpack a decent amount here.
Danielson says typically by June 21st, the snow has melted. But with snow still in the mountains, that could mean even more water in the Colorado River.
Now we've flipped to where we're 90 degrees or close to it in Denver, much drier, sunnier. So the rest of June will melt that snowpack pretty quickly.
The warmer temperatures means melting snow and some evaporation. The coming months will be something to watch for both lakes.
Maybe because of this year's rainfall, maybe increase a little bit.
Meanwhile, visitors and locals alike wonder how much the continued moisture will help.
Well, certainly beautiful views there from Lake Mead. Coming up on Weather Extra, I know it's been cloudy, a little gloomy here in Alabama. Chief Meteorologist Wes Wyatt will let us know about some summer sunshine in the forecast, and I'll take you beyond the 7-day. We'll be right back.
If your bath looks like this or this, you know it's time for a replacement. Hey everybody, Joe here with BJ Worzen, owner of West Shore Home, to talk about how he's making sure you get the best possible value on your shower or bath replacement. BJ.
That's right, Joe. Now more than ever, I want to make sure people are getting the most for their money. And there's a few ways we're doing that. First, we have hundreds of styles and options for your bath remodel, so you can make sure you're getting exactly what you want. Second, as you know, we only use employee installers, never subcontractors. So our crew is going to follow a process to make sure everything is installed properly. And then finally, a few days after the job's done, we're going to give you a call and make sure you're 100% completely satisfied with that experience.
Amazing, because a lot of contractors will show up and the second they're done, the customer's on their own. You're saying West Shore is there every step of the way, even following up after the project's done.
You got that right, and it's all backed by our online reviews. Right now, we have over 26,000 5-star reviews.
That just shows how much you truly care about your customers. Now, how about somebody who needs that shower right now but's been putting it off because of cost? How can you help them?
So we're making bath remodel affordable for almost any budget. For a limited time, you can get your shower or bath remodeled for only $99 a month. And for anyone's watching this commercial right now, if you call in and mention it, we're going to throw in free installation as well.
You're saying you'll do the entire project from tear out to complete installation for as low as $99 a month.
That's right. Let's take a look at the project. Here's a time-lapse video of one of our installations. You saw there, we started in the morning, removed everything down to the studs, and put in a new shower all in the same day. Here's some more. Easy low-step showers, deep soaking tubs, beautiful wall styles, and modern accessories. We can do jobs like these for as low as $99 a month.
BJ, thanks so much. Folks, West Shore Home is making shower and bath remodeling more affordable than ever. Call now and take advantage of this extended offer. Get your new shower or bath for as low as $99 a month. And you heard BJ, if you call in now, he's going to do free installation on that project as well. Call the experts at West Shore Home now.
Welcome back into First Alert Weather Extra. Chief Meteorologist Wes Wyatt. We are looking at a chance of rain dropping off to around 40% for tomorrow. You can see going into Saturday and Sunday, a very low chance there for wet weather, highs in the low 90s. And then for Monday, could see a strong thunderstorm in the mix, a high right there around 89 degrees. We'll see those rain chances going up. A lot of rainbow photos coming in. Here's one view that we have from Alabaster. Elisa sharing this. A lot of the scattered areas of rain, and right here at sunset time, this is perfect weather for spotting rainbows. So if you have the weather app, and you can send those photos in, if you capture a good picture this evening, you can see a scattering of rain, now more concentrated south of Coleman, from Birmingham to Clanton, and points back to the south and west. You can see that wet weather, and that's drifting back to the south. Seeing some of these pop-ups around West Alabama right now. Utah, Tuscaloosa getting some rain. Nothing severe and very little lightning with this, and you can see the coverage really thins out for tonight. Let's get into our Thursday, starting out dry. Afternoon, looks like the coverage of rain is going to be very isolated for the rest of the day. There's 6 p.m. tomorrow, and we'll see even lower rain chances there for the end of the week. Where will Brett go? That tropical system moving back to the west direction. It's going to weaken over time, it looks like, and encounter a lot of wind shear, so that will weaken that system as it moves back over the Caribbean, but staying well south of the Gulf. Someone asked me on Facebook today, Wes, what's the deal with this? I have a trip planned to Jamaica. I wouldn't cancel any big vacation plans that you've had set for a while. Go ahead there. That chance of that strengthening is very, very low as it moves to the west. And there's another disturbance that may start to turn north in the Atlantic, but a couple of systems that we are watching, and we'll have more on that coming up. Also, you can see the weekend there, Saturday, Sunday, again, highs back in the low 90s. Next week, we'll watch Monday, the next big increase in the coverage, or at least chance for showers and storms. Although, let me go back here to the 7-day forecast. Lauren, I think you clicked the 7-day there, but you can see as we go back to the 7-day forecast, looking at next week around Monday, 60% chance there for strong storms. But meteorologist Lauren Linehan standing by. And Lauren, we're just going back and forth here talking about Monday. Some of the global data, it looked like I believe the GFS was trending a little bit drier. The American model, the European model still had a pretty good chance we might get what we call an MCS, another convective system that might try to drop in from the northwest. If that scenario does play out, we still have a few days to watch it. Could get a couple strong storms with some gusty winds.
Yeah, Wes, so we're still in that unsettled summer pattern. Fortunately, it looks like as we get into the weekend, we should see.
Got your stuff together.
Once we get beyond the 7-day, what are we expecting? So as we look at that rainfall outlook 8 to 14 days from now, it still looks like we could be seeing the possibility for above average precipitation across at least parts of north and central Alabama. So what would that look like? Well, remember, this model data is certainly not the gospel, but gives us a general idea. Here we are at the end of June, next Friday, the 30th, still showing, even though we've got a ridge that is likely going to be building into our west that could be bringing some serious heat across parts of the southern U.S. We do expect to still see a bit of a northwest flow pattern in place as we're on the periphery of that ridge, and so that could possibly bring a few showers and storms back in the forecast as we go into next weekend. It's not a guarantee, so there's still some model discrepancy on this, but this is certainly something we want to watch, and this is trying to paint the picture of, hey, we could still see that unsettled summer pattern sticking around as we get into early July. This is 4th of July weekend next Sunday. Again, oh, I hate that it's doing this, because yesterday it was showing things were going to be dry, and now it's like, hey, what if we just keep this really annoying weather pattern around in July as well? And I think we would all love for that not to happen, but there is the possibility that there's still going to be this stubborn pattern sticking around. So we'll see. We'll hope for the optimistic solution, but on July 4th, can't rule out a few showers and storms, showing potentially that northwest flow pattern into the first full week of July, and so that could bring some more rain around in the forecast, keeping that weather pattern unsettled and summer-like. But as we look 8 to 14 days from now, you can see above average temperatures possible across Alabama. So that is certainly something we're going to be watching to see if we could have a stretch of 90s in the forecast as we wrap up June and go into July. But coming up next on First Alert Weather Extra, even though it's been below average here, we'll look at parts of the country that have been experiencing some extreme heat. We'll be right back.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome into Good Day, Alabama.
A new morning comes with preparing right, because while you slept, news broke.
We have new information from that breaking news that happened this morning.
While you head out, the storm we gave you the first alert for is on its way in. And as the key turns the ignition, your shorter route to work is being found.
Avoid 459 southbound completely because of a crash.
A new morning means everything you need for a good day is on Good Day Alabama, always on your side.
The First Alert traffic you need to get you there safe and on time. Tomorrow morning, everything you need for a good day is on Good Day, Alabama.
You're late, out the door, and on the go. Don't worry.
Good Day, Alabama continues all morning long.
And wherever you watch, this is what you need to know right now.
More reporters on the streets with more hours of news when you need it. Everything you need for a good day is on Good Day, Alabama.
Knowing first is everything. First Alert Weather.
Welcome back to First Alert Weather Extra. I'm meteorologist Lauren Linehan. Well, of course, summer officially began today, and that comes with a record heat wave in Texas. Experts predict much of the country is in for a scorching summer season, as Amy Kiley reports.
Today is the first day of summer. For kids, that means no school, water fun, and of course, ice cream. But for the planet,
we are now in this summer season of severe weather events.
People in Texas can attest to that. Parts of the South are kicking off summer with excessive heat warnings. So how hot is it?
It's a rule. We have mandatory swimming every day.
According to the National Weather Service, several Texas cities have new heat records from this week. Officials there are worried about a record-setting strain on the power grid.
Voluntary conservation is a very widely used industry tool that can help lower demand for specific periods of time.
And this photo shows cookies baking in a car in Central Texas. But the rest of the country isn't off the hook. Officials predict above average temperatures in most states this summer. Ocean warmth is already record-setting, and toasty waters are even a concern in the Midwest.
Some fish simply aren't built to handle excessive heat, and when the water gets too hot, they die.
Experts predict broader records in the next 2 years as El Nino combines with climate change.
Countries can prepare fresh water. They can prepare for potentially upcoming drought or an increased risk for drought or an increased risk for flooding.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
And again, getting one last look at that Super 7-day forecast. So for tomorrow, I think temperatures are still likely going to be running below average with plenty of clouds around and still some widespread showers around with the possibility of a few rumbles of thunder in the mix. But notice as we get Friday through Sunday, as Wes was saying, it begins to dry out and then we crank up the heat for the weekend. We do have a first alert for the possibility of more storms, possibly some strong storms on Monday. It's not a guarantee, but as we look ahead to next week, that looks like the day that would be the highest possibility. So we'll see, and then possibly getting much hotter and drier after that. We'll keep our fingers crossed as we head towards July. But in the meantime, check back in with Wes tonight on First at 9 for an update on your forecast. I'm meteorologist Lauren Linehan. Have a safe and happy Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? I think it's Thursday. Oh, it is Wednesday. Oh no, have a good Wednesday evening. It's not Thursday.